The American government is banning TikTok in like less than a week. Today's the 13th, they're banning it on the 19th, or so they say. And I'm not too hot and bothered about it from the point of view of a user because I don't use TikTok very much. I don't have anything against it, but I already have a bunch of social media. I just can't keep up, right? But because of this, ban situation, I decided to check it out, and it's actually cool. You know what? I kind of regret not having used it all this years, because there's a lot of stuff that you can't find on YouTube, like especially the conspiracy theory stuff. If you're into the drones, which they're calling Dior bags, there's like codes because they don't want to get their stuff removed, and so they talk about the fog and all. I mean, any conspiracy you want is on there, so it's kind of fun for that. And there's a lot of people saying, well, that's why they're banning it. But for whatever reason they're banning it, I'm totally against that. I'm against censorship. I don't think the government should be telling us what we can and can't consume, what we can and can't use for security reasons. While they're using apps to spy on us. Like they're doing the same thing they're accusing Chinese of doing anyway. So I don't trust that at all. I don't like it. But what I find hilarious is that people are in defiance. They're switching to another app called Rednote, which is a straight up Chinese TikTok style app. And I went and I downloaded it and I checked it out, and sure enough, there's a huge movement of people. It's right on the front page. There's a bunch of American people mixed in with the Chinese. It's funny because all the buttons are in Chinese, or it's a legit Chinese app. But there's a ton of Americans coming in from TikTok, and it's trending on there. They're called TikTok refugees, and the Chinese people are welcoming them, and they're teaching them Chinese. There's even a TikTok that I watched that taught you how to say, "Hi, I'm American. I'm a TikTok refugee," in Mandarin. So the Chinese are definitely getting a kick out of this, and the people that are running from TikTok America to red communist TikTok are they're like really upset, and they're full on switching over, and they're doing it in rebellion, I suppose, right? And I think it's hilarious. um I can't believe that our government is censoring us. I mean, this is what the enemy is supposed to be doing, right? We're supposed to sit here and think that China's the only one who censors their people, and yet here we have an app that we want to use, and the American government is telling us, no, you can't use this app for security reasons, right? And I mean, for some reason, I don't believe it. This security reasons thing, I've heard it before, and throughout history, where you lose your freedoms in the name of security. And I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I don't think the Chinese are as dangerous as our government wants us to think. I mean, I'm not on the Chinese side either. I don't like any government. I don't like the Chinese government. I don't like the American government. I don't like the Ukrainian government. I don't like the Russian government. I think all of them are corrupt as all hell, right? So I don't trust any of them. But the people are cool. The Chinese people, the Russian people, the American people, they're cool. They're not, they're not like out there doing bad things to one another. I mean, maybe a little bit, but just normal day to day kind of stuff. But I just think it's really funny that we're supposed to think that it's the other countries that censor their people, and yet here we have our own government telling us, well, you can't use this app. But Big Daddy's telling me, listen, shh, I know what's best for you. You can't use this app. Just trust me. And people are fed up. I mean, I don't think people really want to give their information to the Chinese, but they're doing it in rebellion, and I think that's really funny. So I actually went and I got the app, and I tried to post something, and they said I have to verify my phone number. So I gave them my phone number, and they won't verify it. I'm not getting the verification text. So I tried like 10 times, and the Chinese app will not accept my phone number. They will not accept my data. I'm saying, here, China, I'm giving you my data. and they're not accepting it, right? Like, I can't get verified on this thing. They won't let me post anything. They won't even let me comment. So I don't know, man. It seems like, oh, they're hungry for my data, but they're not even accepting it. Maybe it's a bug. I don't know. Maybe they're not ready for this influx of Americans coming in so fast. But I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I mean, honestly, like, I would love to connect with the Chinese people. I would love to get on their Chinese YouTube, Chinese Facebook, Chinese Instagram, Chinese TikTok, because they have separate versions of these apps. I would love for us to mix. Right now, we're using separate internets, right? And I think that sucks because both of our governments are fighting with each other. And I think that's total nonsense. And there's one positive thing that I think might come out of this whole issue is that it might unite the people that use American internet and the people that use Chinese internet. We might end up coming together and realizing that we're not so different. This is like a kumbaya best case scenario take. But this is what I think. I think in all reality, us the people, we the people, don't care about any of the issues that the governments care about. I think we would love to talk to one another and socialize and mix and mingle, but because the powers that be can't get along with each other, they're preventing us from connecting in the name of security because the Chinese are supposed to be the bad guys. Well, I'm not buying it. I don't buy that the Chinese are the bad guys or the Russians are the bad guys or the Ukrainians are the bad guys or Argentinians or whoever the hell else you want to throw in there. I don't buy it. I don't believe it. I think the governments are suspicious, but no more suspicious than our very own government. So that's my little rant. I think it's horrible that we're being censored, that we're being banned from using something that we all want to, well, a lot of people want to. Millions of Americans use TikTok, right? And we're being told that we can't. That's crazy. That's so un-American. It's horrible. Now, what am I complaining about? I'm a refugee to this country, so I'm grateful for everything. But at the same time, I don't feel like a refugee. I'm an American citizen, and so I have the right to free speech. I have the right to voice my issues. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm very grateful for lots of things, but just as much as I would oppose the Ukrainian government if I lived there, I'm opposing the American bullshit stuff that's happening here. Um, yeah, I think we've had enough. I think the people have had enough of all this nonsense, and um, hopefully we're gonna somehow twist the government's arm into not treating us like children. Like, don't tell me what to do. That's not your job. That's not why you were created. You were created to like pave roads and put the fires out in LA, which you're failing at, by the way. So go and do that. Go and do that kind of stuff. Pick up a shovel and pave my roads. All right, there's potholes everywhere. Especially you go to La Jolla, it's a rich town. Why is there such horrible roads? This is a local San Diego joke. The worst roads in all of San Diego is in one of the richest neighborhoods. Why don't you go and do that stuff instead of worrying about the Chinese spies? I don't know. I'm just not buying it. I'm just not buying it that we're supposed to be afraid of everybody. I don't believe it. I think they're pitting us against each other. Because how else are we going to be compliant? Tell me that there's a threat out there and I'm going to be very willing to give you all my rights and my money and my freedoms and my power just so that you will protect me. I don't buy it. I'm sorry. Cut it out. Okay? And if Trump doesn't fix it, then I will talk against him. I voted for him, but I will be his number one critic if he goes in with this ban nonsense. Ugh. So anyway, you'll find me on the Chinese apps because I want to be friends with the Chinese people. Okay? I want to make new friends because I think they're probably just like us in many, many ways.